Hi everyone, welcome to my project presentation. Today I will walk through my Shark Tank India Funding Insight dashboard, where I explore how funding investors and industries shaped Indian startups. So at the top you can see the key highlights. The average deal size is nearly 2.8 crores. Total funding crosses 27 billion USD. Over 940 startups have raised capital and more than 1050 investors participated. This gives us a sense of the massive scale of India's startup ecosystem. So coming to the first graph, funding by industry. Here we can see which industries are attracting the most money. E-commerce and consumer internet lead by wide margin. Technology followed and finance. This show that digital first businesses are driving India's startup boom. Next, looking at trends, funding peaked around 2017, showing a surge of capital inflow. After that, there was a correction in 2018 and 2019, but the overall trend remained strong. This reflects both the rapid growth and market correction in ecosystem. This shows the funding over time graph. Next, the pie chart called funding split by investment. This pie chart tells us about deal structures. Nearly 60% of all funding is private equity, while Series B and C round take smaller shares. This means growth stage investment dominate over seed stage deals. Next, I include a city funding map where we can see which city contribute more in the funding. Okay. So next we have a graph called city-wise funding. So the funding is concentrated in Bangalore, Mumbai and Delhi, but we also see activity in emerging hubs like Pune, Hyderabad and Jaipur. Next, the graph top investors shows SoftBank and Tiger Globals among the most active investors, reflecting their dominance in shaping India's unicorn story. Next, we can see the graph count of startup versus total funding. Bangalore has the highest number of funded startups and also the largest total funding, providing why it is called the startup capital of India. Next, I include the graph year over year funding growth percentage. It shows us that 2017 saw explosive growth plus 182%. Later years show volatility, which highlights how startup funding is sensitive to global economic trend. Next, I include the graph industry versus funding stage. E-commerce and consumer internet attract late staging funding, while sectors like tech and finance are still receiving earlier stage capitals. Next, I include a graph funding by industry over time. Industry trend shows e-commerce dominate initially, but consumer internet and technology are catching up year by year. So, to summarize, e-commerce and consumer internet lead the startup funding landscape. Bangalore dominates, but other cities are rising. Private equity is driving growth backed by major global investors. This dashboard provides a holistic view of Indian startup funding and can help investors, policymakers, and entrepreneurs understand where the ecosystem is headed. Thank you for watching.